Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi, 101.9 FM. I'm Adam Gore, and thank you guys for joining us this Tuesday afternoon for the show. I know you might be out doing some last-minute Christmas shopping, hanging out with some friends and family, or heading that way, so we do hope you a safe and happy holiday season. The ICC Hour is being presented to you by our friends at Renaissance Bank. Visit renaissancebank.com to learn why they are the bank that understands you. We got two guests on this week's show, and the first one's going to be Dr. Jay Allen. He'll talk about the fall semester, workforce development, and kind of take a look ahead at the upcoming new year here at ICC. Now, along the way, you're going to hear from a few of our programs over at the Belden Center. We encourage you to visit iccms.edu to learn more about all the awesome offerings over there at the Belden Center. And we'll wrap up the show by talking with Tupelo CVB Director Neil McCoy, as he'll tell us more about Tupelo's New Year's Eve celebration. Now, there's going to be a lot of great events for the entire family, from kids to adults, going on in downtown Tupelo on December the 31st. So you'll want to make sure you stick around for that part of the show to make your plans to ring in the new year with all your friends and family in Tupelo. Now, it's a jam-packed show, so we're going to jump right to it here on the ICC Hour, being presented by Renaissance Bank.
Hi, I'm Jay Allen, president of Itawamba Community College, wishing you the happiest holiday season filled with joy and special memories. As we prepare for the start of 2022, you have a special invitation to visit iccms.edu to find out how you can start or continue your educational journey. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from our ICC family to yours. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renaissance Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi, 101.9 FM. And as always, the ICC Hour is being presented to you by our friends at Renaissance Bank. They are the bank that understands you, and you can find out why by visiting renaissancebank.com. Well, as we said in the top of the show, our first guest today will be ICC President Dr. Jay Allen. And Dr. Allen, before we jump into it, how's it going?
Going well. Looking forward to Christmas break coming up.
Yes.
Excited about that.
Well, let's talk about it. School year, technically for the students, over around Thanksgiving. Some of them had a few classes that went on after that. But let's just look back at the year. Another successful year, another challenging year. But I think this is really and truly, compared to the last few years, felt closest to normal we've been in a while.
Absolutely, and it's really hard to think, Adam. We've been dealing with COVID nearly 24 months, somewhere in that range, 24 months coming up this spring. And it seems longer than that. Yes, it really does. So you're right. This was much more normal than we expected, or than we, at one point, I thought we might be in the year before. But I thought about this the other day, and I was explaining this to somebody, and I think it's important for us to remember when spring of 20 hit us with right after spring break with COVID. We closed the college, and there was roughly 100 cases a day. And the point of this is it's all about education. It's about what you know and what you don't know, right, and about what you have and what you don't have to combat the things that are facing you. And we had no personal protection equipment. We didn't even know what we really needed in that arena. So we closed the college and went to virtual with 100 cases a day. That following fall of 20, we opened the college to a hybrid type format where classes met one day and then you met virtual the other, and that way we could split the groups up and lower the numbers. We were very successful with that, but we did that to try to get back to normal, and there were 1,000 cases a day in Mississippi. Yeah. Then this fall of 21, we opened the college back to as much to normal as we could get it, which was really pretty close.
Yeah, it was really close.
3,000 cases a day. Mm-hmm. But it's all about what you know and the equipment and the protective devices and the strategies and the solutions that we had in place this fall that we didn't have perhaps the fall before or that spring when we had to shut down and go to virtual only. Amazing the difference, the technology that we're able to use to make some things happen that got us through last fall and this fall. So proud that we've been able to do it and give people as much normal a fall semester as possible. And I hope spring will be that much normal or more. Obviously, with the variant, we're going to have to look at, well, what changes might we need to make for the spring? We've removed our mask mandate. Right after Thanksgiving, and I hope we can keep that mask mandate gone. But we always reserve the right to elevate this situation if we need to and put that back in place or some variation of that. So we've come a long way, and thank goodness we got to as close to normal as we could.
Absolutely. And, having that college life, and when I say college life, I'm not talking about like going to class, because kids, yes, they're here to get education, right, but they also need that social aspect.
That's correct.
And having that back and some of the activities that we had, yes, it was not like they normally are, but having that social aspect back in the college, I think really gave us all a boost.
It did, and back to normal almost. Well, all sports in the fall have been able to play.
Right.
Very little variation to schedules in the grand scheme of things, really almost none.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. It was a hard start to the fall, harder than the fall before because we had double the number of positives and triple the number of close contacts for a moment. It wasn't forever, but for a moment. And that made it really hard. The Delta variant was much more difficult than just original COVID that we dealt with. So we adapted and we overcame, which is what we should do. We learned a lot along the way. I also think it's exciting that our students got to have a student section at the football game again and to have so much fun in that environment. The band got to do full performances. They were closer closer together like they normally are, which is what they need.
Yeah.
And just having that environment alone was so positive. All of our clubs and organizations being able to run at full speed, the choir being able to perform and not wear masks and those type of things that we needed. So I'm very, very excited about that. I hope spring, again, will be the same way. But it's also, we've worked so hard to build a great sense of community and a positive environment on campus and that college life, that comprehensive college life environment and experience on our campuses. We were able to get back to that. And I think that is what our students both need and deserve.
Absolutely. And then, you got to give a lot of credit to the students. I know we talked before, and the faculty and staff and everybody at the college, of course, we're bought in, whatever
Absolutely.
It takes to give these kids the best opportunity, one, at an education, two, as growing as adults.
Yep.
But we forget sometimes in that factor is, yes, all of us are bought in, but the students have to buy in too. And, they were bought in, whatever mandate we had out at the time, no problem.
Well, as you know, I eat in the cafeteria quite often, and it's amazing to see our students consistently, without reminders, wearing that face mask, not only in buildings, but in the cafeteria. And they sit down and they pull the mask off, they eat, they put it back on to get a refill. And that they were so good at that, and they responded as we needed them to, because it was a team effort. It took all of us. I have a student development theory background in my master's program, and so you kind of hit on that. Our role is to develop the whole student, and it's not just what occurs in the classroom, but it's the extension of the classroom and the leadership opportunities and the performance group and the sports opportunities, and that chance to excel both in and out of the classroom is so important, and to help them grow and develop as individuals. And we know we're going to make some great leaders for our workforce of tomorrow as well by doing all of that. But, we couldn't do it without our faculty and staff. Our faculty making it happen in the classroom, finding ways to adjust and adapt so that it's going to work and the students are going to get what they need. And then the supportive nature of our staff behind those faculty members, both from an instructional standpoint and a student services standpoint, to make sure that it's all coming together and it's working, and we're overcoming the challenges when they arise. We're going to have challenges. We'll have challenges this spring, but I'm confident we have the people that can overcome those.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Allen, we're going to shift gears a little bit, talk about workforce development when we come back. So we'll be back more of the ICC Hour right after this.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
The robotics program at ICC is a program that allows the students to learn about industrial grade robots that are used in local companies and also in companies globally. The robotics program is a 2-year degree, and after the 2 years, typically the students, when they graduate, they'll get an Associate of Science degree in robotic and automated technology. The graduates that we have from ICC with the robotics and automated technology degree go into companies around here that have manufacturing and that have specifically robots in their manufacturing or automated processes. When the student finishes our program, there are certificates available through various robotic manufacturers. The blue robots that we have here are called Yaskawas, and through the Yaskawa company you can get certifications for material handling, certifications for welding, certifications for paint applications, things like that. In our area, we've had an increase in robotic applications added to many of the companies here, so the job market is very good for a robotics technician. They generally start around $20 an hour, which is about $40,000 a year. So it's a really good entrance for a student of any age. So most all of the companies we have here now that manufacture products are using some kind of robot or some kind of automated process. So there's lots of opportunity in our area for good jobs. It's a really fun thing to get into. When you can program a robot and have it do something repetitively and you can walk off and leave it, to me that's gratifying. A robot does not need the air conditioning, it does not need the lights in the room to be turned on and that kind of thing. And it's just fun to work with. To enroll in the Robotics and Automation program at ICC, go to ICC's website, www.iccms.edu, and apply to the college first. Once you apply to the college and you're accepted, then there's an application process for the robotics program.
Happy New Year from Itawamba Community College. There's still time to sign up for classes at Wallet Hub's #1 community college in the state. Registration for the spring semester at ICC will be open January the 5th through the 7th on the Fulton and Tupelo campuses. Don't forget to ask about ICC's Complete to Compete initiative and adult learner scholarships. Learn how you can join the ICC family by visiting iccms.edu. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour, being presented to you by Renaissance Bank. As we continue our conversation now with Dr. Jay Allen, we heard about the great finish to the year, another strong year here at ICC. Now we're going to talk about something that's really a hot topic right now, not only in this area but across the entire state of Mississippi, the Southeast as well, and that's workforce development. And tell everybody your role in the community college system with workforce development.
Sure, Adam. I chair the workforce committee, in essence, for the Presidents Association. So our 15 community college presidents come together, and we divide out, you could say the workload and some leadership opportunities and responsibilities across the different areas that we try to, move the needle on, in essence, for our state and ultimately our colleges. And so I chaired that for a couple of years. And that's a unique opportunity because, I didn't create this at ICC. It was here long before I got here through years of hard work. I just get to fan that flame and grow it more. And that's our workforce training and solutions opportunities at our Belden Center. They are really just top-notch, unbelievable what that team's been able to do and how well they serve our region of the state. And the great thing is we've got some great partnerships with sister community colleges where when they need help in an area that they may not have an expertise in, we can pitch in. Mm-hmm. And we've had scenarios where we bring them in to help us. Right. And so that's a great give and take, and that's what you want. So at the state level, I get to represent us both at the Capitol and with our state organizations that support and or provide the leadership for workforce training. And so that's a great opportunity and leadership opportunity for me and for our team to be able to do that.
Well, let's talk about it. Of course, listening to Super Talk on my way into work in the mornings, it's almost like, it's just a conference. Things are changing in that sense. So talk about just the biggest uptick, I guess you can say, when it comes to the conversations of workforce development.
Well, we had a major change this last year where the Office of Workforce Development was created in law. And so the legislature passed that, and then they created this organization, this office, but they now call themselves Accelerate Mississippi, and so which is great. It's a good branding, and it's kind of an all-encompassing concept. And so Ron Miller leads that, and he's doing a wonderful job in providing the leadership and growing that from nothing really, but trying to coalesce multiple entities together to move the needle in workforce training across the whole state. And so we've been in this first year kind of feeling our way through how the new policies and procedures and the intent of that legislation will allow us to carry out our workforce training solutions for our companies that we serve. And so it's been a learning experience, honestly. It really has. But I think our team's responded well, and Ryan has worked well with us to on that give and take of how do we make this work and not only do some of the great things we've been doing, but be able to do more. And so we appreciate that model, and we continue to work with them on that. Then also working with Donnie Bell as chair of workforce in the House. Chairman Bell, as representative in the House, has just been a huge supporter of workforce training. Not only that, but career tech education. Mm-hmm. And so the ability for us to work directly with him, brainstorm through ideas, share data and information has been really huge. And I think that is something that the state has benefited from. And if nothing else, my ability to chair workforce and his coming together here locally has been really huge for our region, but for the state. You would be amazed at the efforts that are made and the accomplishments that are made at the community colleges across the whole state and how they serve their unique region.
Right.
And they are truly unique. There's not any one that's exactly the same, but they excel where they need to excel, and that's what's been great to watch.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've always been curious about. I know we talked about it before, maybe some first-time listeners, is how all 15 of the community colleges work together. Because most people say, okay, well, ICC Northeast, they're not going to work together.
Right.
Athletically, yes, they're rivals. But, again, we go to the classroom, it's about building the better student for a better tomorrow in Mississippi. So just talk about that unique aspect.
One thing that people may or may not see, if you've only lived in one region of the state, you may only be familiar with that region, but I've had the opportunity to live on the coast, central Mississippi, and now here in North Mississippi, and what you find out is industry across the state is vastly different. We're blessed here with a plethora of companies that are manufacturing a variety of goods that we're able to serve, and it's really kind of astonishing how different those are. And you've got General Atomics, who's making aircraft launching systems, and then you have Ashley Furniture over here making furniture.
Yeah.
And they're very different, but they're both manufacturing. And we're able to serve both of those. And we'll work with somewhere around 80 companies a year through our workforce area. And so that's been neat to see that. Well, then when I look at what happens on the coast with Ingalls Shipbuilding at 10, 12, 15,000 employees at one site, it's a different animal. And but yet it's manufacturing.
Right.
And so what's neat is to see how we come together. Those workforce directors from each community college come together. They share ideas. They learn from one another. They share technology solutions. I know we have a technology solution we use as a piece of software that now I think 9, 10 or so community colleges use that same software that was developed through our consortium here in North Mississippi. And so it's that sharing of information, but not only that, sharing of resources. Hey, I'm really lacking a instructor with this skill set. Y'all have got it, don't you? Yes, we do. Okay, we can send them there to do this training. And it's not that we're infringing upon their territory or their district, but they've asked us there, we perform that, and then we come back home. And in some cases, that employer may actually come to us. And so it's a great partnership. We had so much training in industrial maintenance tech this last summer, we actually borrowed a trainer from East Mississippi for a period of time, about a week or so, to help us meet those needs of our local companies. And that's what it's all about. We can't do it by ourselves. There's no doubt about that. But not every college will have the same opportunity because of the region they serve. So it's overcoming those challenges and meeting those. Just like as a furniture manufacturer may pop up somewhere else in the state, well, we have by far the lion's share of furniture manufacturing in the state of Mississippi. So they may call for some of our expertise help, which we're willing to provide.
Absolutely. And then, of course, with these businesses and that come in to help, it's not just a cookie cutter, this is what we do. If they have a unique need, we find ways to meet that need. That's
it. And we're blessed with some really talented staff, instructors in our workforce area. And so Barry Emerson is our VP for Workforce and Career Education, and TZ Waters is Director of Workforce Training. And so what they do is they look, do we have the talent in-house? And if we don't, can we get it? Or do we say to the company, because it's proprietary in some cases, and we really can't provide them that level of training because it's unique only to that company. So there's ways through our workforce training, our WET funds, that we can help them bring in the appropriate trainer to train that individual that will lead those people being trained to a higher wage. And so that's what we do. So sometimes it's a trainer that comes in. Sometimes it's an adjunct trainer that we bring in, and sometimes it's one of our staff members. We have a couple of engineers on staff, and that's really tremendous for us. And one of them speaks more than one language besides English, and so not a skill set I have, but that has been crucial at times with some of the companies we serve, both in our region and outside of the districts that we serve.
Well, let's look inside the region, then look at statewide. Where do you see workforce development in the future?
We're almost a year, we're 6 months in roughly to this new Accelerate Mississippi model. There's a lot of ARPA funds that the state has and that they're trying to decide now how they will spend. I go back, it's basically dollars to help us recover from COVID and the like, from federal dollars. But they're trying to figure out what to do with that money. And obviously workforce can be a solution for that because it's not for today as much as it's building for tomorrow. I suspect we'll have some roles to play with that. We'll have partnerships with Accelerate Mississippi, with community colleges as a whole, and then individual opportunities. So the future's not real clear as to how that will play out. We will know more once the legislative session starts. Keep in mind those dollars have 2 to 3 years before they have to be committed. And another year or so after that to be ultimately spent. So it will be a multi-year process, really, is what I think we will see. You also got to keep in mind part of those dollars will be for true in-the-ground infrastructure, water, sewer, fiber, lots of opportunities there. So do we have the workforce today to provide all of that work? I don't know. So there will be some of those challenges, and let's face it, water meters are no longer just a meter; they're technology driven, and so ramping up the skilled workforce in those cases, we may be called upon to do that. It is definitely ever changing. I happened to be at Toyota recently and walking through the plant here in Blue Springs, and amazing to see the level of technology that has advanced just in my 4 years here. So as we've talked before, we have these AGVs, these autonomous vehicles. They're about the size of a media cart you would think about in high school or in college classrooms that had a data projector or something on it. You'd roll around. They're about that size, and they're only about 12, 15 inches off the ground, but they have different apparatuses mounted to them, and they're hauling parts across that Toyota plant. They're unmanned. No one is controlling them as a drone. They are programmed to go from point A to point B and dodge things along the way, including me if I happen to walk in front of it. That's technology we added to our robotics program. Well, that is definitely the future. How it will be used, how it is repaired, how it is programmed and coded, that's our students that will be doing that. We've got to meet that ever-changing need. It is no longer about a wrench. It is so much more about a screwdriver in some cases, but more importantly, an iPad or other tablet device that you're coding from on the fly to make adjustments for that device as it's moving through a plant. That's where we're headed.
Yeah, it's amazing to think over the years how much has changed, but how quickly things are starting to change now.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance Replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance Replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family,
Roll Tribe! Slices and sticks. Half pepperoni pizza?
Half Italian cheese sticks.
This is more about the pizza.
No, it's more about the cheese sticks.
Pizza!
Sticks!
Walk in and walk out at Little Caesars with hot and ready slices and sticks from 4 to 8 p.m.
Pizza, pizza. Sticks!
Why is the thin crust of Little Caesars Thin Crust Pizza hiding under all that cheese and pepperoni? It's shy. Hello, Little Crust. Get a Little Caesars large thin crust pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni, all at the nation's best price of just $6.49.
Pizza, pizza.
Happy New Year from Itawamba Community College. There's still time to sign up for classes at Wallet Hub's #1 community college in the state. Registration for the spring semester at ICC will be open January the 5th through the 7th on the Fulton and Tupelo campuses. Don't forget to ask about ICC's Complete to Compete initiative and adult learner scholarships. Learn how you can join the ICC family by visiting iccms.edu. Itawamba Community College, the best start here. We're going to wrap up our conversation here with Dr. Jay Allen, the president at ICC. And Dr. Allen, I know I've talked about the future of workforce development. Let's kind of focus on the future, our next semester, just going forward here at the college. You know, what is your vision? What are some of your goals that you want to see us knock out here in this next semester?
Well, as always, it's to provide a tremendous learning and student environment, community environment on our campuses, all 3 locations. We want our students to be grown in the classroom and out. We want them to be challenged in the classroom and out. But we're going to make sure we provide enough support for them in both instances that they can excel. I hope our spring is really normal. I really do. I hope it's back totally to normal. But we'll make adjustments if we need to. I hope that our academic accomplishments continue to grow. We have been named in the Aspen top 150 community colleges across the country for the 5th year in a row. Tremendous, wonderful. As Wallet Hub named us #1 community college in Mississippi, and those things don't happen by accident. That is both purposeful, but it is also quality faculty and staff making the difference every day, and some quality students as well.
Yes.
So I've shared with you before. Our graduates that move on, our ICC graduates that move on to the any of the 8 universities in Mississippi, public universities, they graduate and produce bachelor's degrees at a rate beyond the scope and scale of what ICC should be able to produce, honestly. We have more graduates at the 8 universities than any other community college in the state except for one, and they're double our size. Mm-hmm. And they only beat us in the number of graduates by 80 or so. It's not a huge number. That's tremendous that our students, our faculty and staff have made that commitment and are preparing our students for the next level, and our students are willing to do the work and then go earn those credentials at the next level. That's huge. And so we want to grow that. We want to get even bigger in those numbers. Now, we've got a new residence hall that will be finished this spring, and so we will get it filled with furniture, technology, and all through hopefully by July, 1st of July, and then we will have a ribbon cutting for that, and we will have it filled with students in the fall. It's called Magnolia Hall. It is just a phenomenal facility that will provide a great environment for our students that will be in the scholars and leaders category, and some unique qualifications for that hall. It's to continue to provide those unique environments that give our students the opportunity to excel at all locations. Our new building, our new academic and student center at the Tupelo campus, man, new opportunities for gathering spaces. I was over there. It caught me off guard this spring. I happened to be in there one day, and COVID, we opened it during COVID. So it didn't get populated like I really wanted it to be outside the classroom experience at first. But man, I was in there, I was like, what's going on? There are people everywhere. They're filling every chair in the lobbies, upstairs, downstairs. They're in the cafeteria there. They're in the grounds coffee shop, in the bookstore there, getting coffee. What a great environment. People hanging out in between class, studying when they don't have a class that hour, and visiting and collaborating. That's what we want. We want more of that. And our new residence hall will provide multiple collaborative study spaces inside. So we're going to continue to plan and grow that. We're working on other projects that will hopefully come to fruition in the future. And as always, our bond money at the state level, our local support from our counties that are dedicated to repair, renovation, and new construction are instrumental in that. And so that's how we stay competitive, but that's also how we provide the resources for the future.
Well, Dr. Allen, I appreciate your time. I know it's a busy time of year, wrapping up the school year, and I know you're excited to spend some time with the family as well. So hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you and everyone listening, and I look forward to the new year, and I wish everyone they will just have a wonderful time with family and friends.
We'll be back more of the ICC Hour right after this.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Electrical technology is, here at ICC, is a program where we take students in and teach them from the fundamentals of what electricity is all the way to very advanced concepts. It takes 2 years. It's 4 semesters, and you would always have to start in the fall because the courses are taught fall and spring. So in other words, the courses that are offered in the fall are not offered again in the spring, so you have to start in the fall, and it takes 2 years. There is a huge demand right now for electrical technicians in the workplace. As we all know, manufacturing has gotten very automated and very technical, and we meet that need with our program here. So our students they're definitely going to have opportunities once they graduate, even opportunities while they're going to school here through the internship program that we have. Most of our students on the internship program are in that $14 to $16 range, and then once they graduate, and most industries does a pre-employment exam, and then they test to see where those students will fit into their pay scale. I would say that most of them fall in that $18 to $22 an hour after graduation. So it's a really, really hands-on program. So that's another thing that students need to be aware of. If you enjoy working with your hands and the physical aspect of using tools and doing a job, then this curriculum would be something that you need to look at. There is a good bit of programming, but you're not just going to be a programmer. You know, you're going to be a multi-skilled electrical technician, which means that you'll do all of the skill sets, not just programming. Electrical technicians in manufacturing the number per manufacturing facility is going up because the technology used in all of manufacturing is going up exponentially. I mean, we just get more and more automated and autonomous in our manufacturing processes, which means that we have to have a really skilled person to maintain those processes and keep them functioning. So the maintenance technicians today are all, by and large, have a huge electrical background to be able to do what they do with the automated processes that we manufacture today. And it doesn't matter what you're manufacturing, whether you're building cars or tires or body parts, or, you know, it doesn't matter. All manufacturing processes are automated at a really high level today and continuing to grow in that area.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renaissance Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Happy New Year from Itawamba Community College. There's still time to sign up for classes at Wallet Hub's #1 community college in the state. Registration for the spring semester at ICC will be open January the 5th through the 7th on the Fulton and Tupelo campuses. Don't forget to ask about ICC's Complete to Compete initiative and adult learner scholarships. Learn how you can join the ICC family by visiting iccms.edu. Itawamba Community College, the best start here. And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. As always, the ICC Hour is being brought to you by our friends over at Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, visit renaissancebank.com and find out why they are the bank that understands you. We're going to jump into a special community event segment of the show here, and we're going to talk with CBB Director Neil McCoy. And Neil, a good buddy of mine, somebody I consider a mentor as well over the years. And Neil, before we jump into this, my man, how's it going?
It's good, Adam. Great to be visiting with you. We haven't caught up much since football season, but hope everything's well with you.
Everything's good on this end. Well, man, everybody's talking about winding down the school year, winding down, getting ready for Christmas. I think everybody but you and your crew right now are winding down because you guys have a great event coming to the area soon. It's going to be Tupelo's New Year Eve's party. Just talk about where you guys are at right now in that planning process.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Adam. A lot of folks are winding down. They're making Christmas plans, but for us, we're doing Christmas things, but we're also planning for New Year's and what we hope will be another spectacular year in downtown Tupelo as we host our second New Year's Eve celebration in downtown Tupelo. The first event in 2019 was one that just kind of blew us away, both with the crowds and the performances. And so we hope to build on that excitement as we go into 2022.
And man, I tell you what, talking about cliffhangers on television shows, you guys, no, I'm kidding. I was gonna say you guys making us wait 2 more years since that, but let's go back to 2019. We had talked about it at that time on the show as well. And I tell you, man, it was a hit. And so many people were buzzing about the event. And really the first time we've had something like that in this area. So just kind of take us back to 2019 and what made you guys want to do something like this?
Yeah, that came from just public demand. They wanted something for New Year's. We kept hearing that over and over. And so in early 2019, we began the planning process, and we pitched the idea to one particular sponsor, Century Construction. They were all in on the idea and wanted to be the naming rights sponsor for that. And from there, it just kind of snowballed. And, leading up to it, Adam, a first year event, you really don't have anything to base it off of. You don't know what kind of crowds you're going to have. And so we're, kind of gathering and hoping for a, 2,000 or 3,000 people, and by 8:30 or 9 o'clock New Year's Eve night, we could not have been any more happier with the turnout. And then as we got closer to midnight, downtown was completely packed. We estimate, and we don't have any way to confirm these numbers, but we estimate there were over 8,500 people in downtown Tupelo. We know for sure that we had a 98% increase in hotel bookings from the previous year on that same night. We know that of the 7 restaurants that were open that night, they had their largest sale to date, like of all their days that they were open ever in their history, all 7 of them.
Awesome.
They had the record sales were from that night. So many of them ran out of drinks and food because one, they weren't prepared, and nobody was. I'm not being critical of that.
Right.
I'm saying that's how many people were out and about in downtown Tupelo. We had 0 incidents. We had what was a beautiful thing about it is there was all races, all ages, just a very, very good feeling in downtown Tupelo. And again, we just hope to replicate some of that. A lot of that is dictated by weather, as you well know. Outside events kind of begin and end with what the weather's going to look like. And so in the next couple of days, we'll start peeking at the long range forecast, but that's out of our control. But otherwise, we're going to plan a great night for all ages again. And we got a little something for everyone to ring in the new year in downtown Tupelo.
Well, you kind of kicked on the part I was going to talk about next when you said all ages. I've got some friends that have children, and that's what really kind of drew them to it, is because you don't hear a lot of New Year's activities geared towards kids, but you guys do have the Kids Fest that starts at 6. You have a DJ at the kids stage as well. So you really make the kids feel like they're grown-ups in a sense that night.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that was kind of the emphasis here is, Tupelo is such a family-friendly place. And so we wanted to make sure that was included in the element of our planning and programming. So beginning at 6 o'clock, we have music that's in the kids area. And, we have games that are set out. We're going to have like a 360 photo booth for kids to dance and to have their pictures made in this 360 photo booth. And then at 7 o'clock, a DJ will do like just kids music, and he'll have some organized dances that kids can participate in. There'll be sidewalk chalk out. There'll be games of giant Jenga. There'll be bag toss, just lots of things. And then at 8 o'clock, we will do a countdown, so to speak, for the younger kids, and we'll release beach balls from above the street. And so hopefully kids will be able to take those home, and there will be a small fireworks show. And then at that time, if kids want to stay, that's okay. But if parents want to send them home with grandparents or a sitter, and for them to be able to stay and ring in New Year's, they'll have that option to do that. But all of the music that will be coming from the stages all the way until midnight will be family friendly. You're not going to hear anything that you wouldn't want to have your kids, but we just want to make sure we give the kids an opportunity to celebrate and to count down into a new year early.
Well, Neil, I know we talked about that kids schedule. Go ahead and run down the schedule of events that night, starting at 8:15.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, at 8 o'clock, the kids area wraps up, and then at 8:15, we'll have a DJ that gets started. We'll have 2 stages again this year in the same locations as last year. The Broadway Street stage, which will be located at the corner of Broadway and Main, it'll get started at 8:15, and we're bringing one of our favorites back to Tupelo, Kayla Thompson, former WTVA reporter who just has a great social media following. She will be emceeing and hosting that stage. And so she did an amazing job of getting the crowd to dance and to participate with the DJ there at 8:15 at the Broadway Street stage. Then at 9 o'clock, the stage at Fair Park will get started, and we have a cover band that will be coming in. City Mix is their name, and I believe they're from Memphis, and they will take the stage at Fair Park at 9. And then at 10:15, the act that I'm myself personally most excited about is a band from New Orleans called Get Sideways, and they play 90s and 2000 kind of alternative rock and radio hits. And they will wrap that stage up at 11:45 so that everyone can kind of move down to Fair Park, where a band out of Nashville called 8 South will be playing, and they'll count us down to midnight at the Fair Park stage. We'll raise the ball from the Century Construction Building, and then we'll have fireworks, and all that'll happen in Fair Park. But 8 South is a great cover band. All these are cover bands. We kind of went that route, and kind of the mantra is we want you to be able to sing along to every song from every stage all night long. So you don't have to sit through somebody's music that they're trying to get you to appreciate. This is a party. This is something that you should be enjoying from the moment we start until the moment we count down to midnight. So that's the mindset of going after cover bands, is that we want you to be able to know every song that's being played and be able to sing and dance along with it.
Absolutely. We're talking with Neil McCoy about Tupelo's New Year's Eve party, obviously on December the 31st. The Kids Fest will start at 6 p.m. With music and everything else starting around 8:15 as well. I do want to encourage you to visit tupelo.net/New Year. That's tupelo.net/New Year. And here's why: because it's a one-stop shop. One, you get your schedule, but 2, if you're out of town, or maybe if you have plans to really enjoy ringing in the new year, they've got places where you can book a hotel room. You can find out where you want to eat. And they also have hashtags there that they want you to use, hashtag Tupelo 2020, My Tupelo, or Tupelo Foodie as well, to help promote the event. And Neil, just talk about some of the people that you want to give a shout out to, because you guys do a great job over there at the CVB promoting Tupelo. Of course, you've got a great town to promote and great people, great restaurants to promote as well. But I know there's a lot of work that's gone into this from opening tip to now for getting ready to ring in the new year.
Yeah, Adam, the people that do the heavy lifting in this is the Downtown Tupelo Main Street Association. Lucia Randall and her staff, they do the heavy lifting. They're the ones that really get in the trenches and make this thing happen. We get to do the marketing and the promotion part, as well as some of the programming, but they're the ones that really kind of pull this off, along with other city departments in the city of Tupelo. Of course, police and fire are instrumental, and we've had way more meetings about that than we have in years past, just because of the nature of the event business. not only with the COVID protocols, but other security issues that have kind of popped up here lately in the entertainment world. So we want to assure everybody that we have a good safety plan in place. We've worked with the police department, the fire department. Also, our public works team is a part of this. The Parks and Recreation Department is a part of it. So all the city departments are all kind of, putting their shoulder in behind this and pushing this. And after just 1 year, it's kind of become a signature event for us. And
Yes.
so that happens, one, when you have everybody pushing in the same direction, and then you have a great group of volunteers and sponsors that are also there that night and to kind of pull the event off and make it what it is. And it's all about experience, and we want people to have a great experience when they come visit Tupelo. And we often say that people are, you want to put a nice event on, but there's something special about New Year's because everyone's looking for a fun party of some sort. And we wanted to be able to provide that in downtown Tupelo, so you didn't have to leave Tupelo to go do that. If you leave and go to Memphis or Birmingham and ring in New Year there, you're going to have an expensive hotel room, you're going to have parking, you're going to have, all these other things. And, downtown Tupelo, you can park for free. You could, all the money that you would save, you could rent a hotel room and just walk back to your hotel room in downtown Tupelo and just crash right there after the New Year's event. So we encourage people to start planning now. I know we still have Christmas to get through, but It's not too early to start planning and making dinner reservations and maybe even hotel reservations to stay in Tupelo, and that way you don't have to drive home after the event.
Absolutely. And if there are folks out there listening, I promise you, this is going to give you a great way to kick off your 2022 year with this event. It was awesome in 2019. Unfortunately, things happened. We couldn't have it over the last couple of years, but 2022 is going to rock in the right way in Tupelo. And Neil, one last time, let everybody know where they can find out more information about this and other things going on that you guys do there at the CVB.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. Tupelo.net is your one-stop shop. On our website, you'll see a list of all the events that are going on, including the New Year's event that we're talking about. You can see a listing of all of our restaurants in Tupelo. Stay up to date. Follow us on social media, My Tupelo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We've kind of started playing around with TikTok, and we've done some other things. So we like to try to kind of keep it fresh and keep it fun and engaged. I think some of the promotions that we've done for this New Year's has been the fun part. I got to be a part of one of the videos, and that was fun just to shoot it, but to get the message out that, hey, this is not a stuffy event. This is a nice street party in downtown Tupelo. And I'm telling you, the images that we saw from the 2019-2020 event, it's unbelievable the amount of people that were there. And we hope that we get that same kind of turnout and hopefully more in 2022. We have added what we call the T-Mobile Connection Point, which will have food vendors, a beer garden, and some photo opportunities in between the two stages along Main Street. So that's something new that people will be able to check out. And it's kind of not really a dead space there along Main Street. So both stages will be connected by the T-Mobile Connection Point.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And I want to thank you and all the folks at the downtown part of Tupelo that have put in so much work to put this together and really give us something to do on New Year's. It's something that's been missing for a long time, and kudos to you guys for stepping up and making it happen.
Well, Adam, thank you. I mean, we love our partnerships with ICC, and Dr. Allen does a great job with the college over there. And of course, we love having the Tupelo campus. So we love it. And we hope the ICC community, the students, the alumni all show up and represent down here in Tupelo in 2022.
We'll be back more of the ICC Hour right after this.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
Hi, I'm Jay Allen, president of Itawamba Community College, wishing you the happiest holiday season filled with joy and special memories. As we prepare for the start of 2022, you have a special invitation to visit iccms.edu to find out how you can start or continue your educational journey. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from our ICC family to yours. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.